right, stuff I like. All right. You know, I had this idea that I wanted to talk a little bit about movies for women. And so I Googled, because you know, I'm a guy, so everything I like, too much of the stuff I like is kind of like guys shooting each other. That's the stuff I like. But so I went on, you know, looked online, what are good movies that women like? And it was all garbage because it was all modern stuff. So Pretty Women was entertaining. Pretty Woman, that was mildly entertaining. You know, it's like, but it's not like a good movie. And as I went down the list, I couldn't find a good movie. So I thought, like, I wonder how many women have ever seen some of the great, what used to be called women's films of the golden era of Hollywood, because they're so much more adult and men can watch them because they're good. So you can actually, I mean, to me, when I watch a romantic comedy today, it is like having a nail driven into my head. I would rather, I've talked about the fact that when I worked for Sally Field, I had to go and watch her movie about the hairdressing place. And I spent the entire movie with my ear pressed to the wall because they were playing Glory in the next theater over. So I was listening to the war movie, you know, and I just feel that since feminism, movies for women are just for women and movies for men are just for men. And it didn't used to be that way. You know, old movies, I mean, these are movies so old, they're before my time, I mean, which was really old. And like, these are really old movies, but they're just adult and they're based on scripts and all this stuff. So I brought, now Voyager is actually one of my favorite films, and it is a complete soap opera. Bette Davis, the beautiful Bette Davis, plays this dowdy, ugly old maid and with a domineering mother. And she just is on the verge of cracking up because her mother will not get off her case. And this heroic psychiatrist, played by Claude Rains, comes in and basically takes her out of the house and transforms her, and she becomes the beautiful Bette Davis. And it's an amazing story. It goes on. It's got some of the most famous lines in movies in it. Here's just a little bit of the scene where her niece, I think it is, comes in and is teasing her for being this dowdy old woman, even though she's actually a young woman. And Bette Davis just cracks up with Claude Rains and her mother watching.
What's this? A hangover, I believe it is. And Charlotte's got the shakes.
Go on, torture me. Go on, torture me. You like making fun of me, don't you? You think it's fun making fun of me, don't you?
Nice work, infant.
I didn't mean... We've always ragged Aunt Charlotte. It was just a game.
A nervous breakdown. No member of the Vale family has ever had a nervous breakdown.
Well, there's one having one now.
I love Claude Rains in this. He comes in and the mother says, I'm just exercising a mother's rights. And he says, a mother's rights, twaddle. that was all they could say in those days, was twaddle, but it always cracked me up. Mildred Pierce is another one. They just made this with Kate Winslet on HBO, and it was terrible. It was terrible. It is based on a novel by James M. Cain, who was one of the founding members of the hard-boiled school of crime novelists, a school that I myself belong to. He wrote Double Indemnity, and he wrote The Postman Always Rings Twice, one of the greatest American novels there is. But he was a big opera fan. And so he wrote this story about a working class, of what they called a grass widow. She was widowed, she had no money, and she had, her daughter was a great opera singer. Her little daughter was a great opera singer. So her daughter had these aspirations to be a star while the mother was selling pies and working as a waitress and trying to support her. And so the daughter starts to look down on her. And it is this incredibly powerful story of a daughter rejecting her mother for doing everything for her. And here's a brief scene where the daughter confronts the great Joan Crawford as Mildred Pierce.
Why do you think I went to all this trouble? Why do you think I want money so badly?
All right, why?
Are you sure you want to know?
Yes.
Then I'll tell you. With this money, I can get away from you.
Vida.
From you and your chickens and your pies and your kitchens and everything that smells of grease. I can get away from this shack with its cheap furniture and this town and its dollar days and its women that wear uniforms and its men that wear overalls.
Vida, I think I'm really seeing you for the first time in my life, and you're cheap and horrible.
You think just because you made a little money you can get a new hairdo and some expensive clothes and turn yourself into a lady. But you can't. Because you'll never be anything but a common frump whose father lived over a grocery store and whose mother took in washing.
That's great stuff. The whole show is excellent. And finally, Bringing Up Baby. This movie, I watched this with my wife, I never saw her laugh so hard. I mean, this is and she lives with me, so she's laughing constantly, mostly at me, but like still. But Bringing Up Baby, she finds this one of the funniest. I actually find it one of the funniest pictures ever. Cary Grant plays this kind of mild-mannered paleontologist who's trying to build a dinosaur, and Katharine Hepburn is this crackpot who falls in love with him and just starts following him around. And it is one of the great screwball comedies. Here is a scene where it begins with Katharine Hepburn accidentally tearing Cary Grant's tuxedo and ends with him pulling off the back of her dress. It goes on forever. I'll just play a little clip of it.
Now, please listen to me. You certainly can't think that I did that intentionally.
Well, if I could think, I'd have run when I saw you.
No, but if you'd only wait while I explain, I just gave you my first... Oh, you've torn your coat. Oh. Now, I didn't do it on purpose. Not right. That's not right. It's not my fault. I didn't mean to do it. I just did it, but I didn't mean to do it. I just caught hold of your coat.
Look, will you do something for me?
A needle?
No, it's simpler than that. Let's play a game.
Oh? What?
Well, watch. I'll put my hand over my eyes, and then you go away.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why my wife loves this. Katharine Hepburn is just like her in that scene. It really is terrific stuff. I would love it if any women who actually take the time to watch these movies, if you wrote to me and told me what you think. I want to know if they hold up. I want to know if they speak to another generation. I just think that these are some of the great films, and they're better. They're actually better than films like Pretty Woman, which I just find kind of vapid. The Klavanless weekend is here. I don't know what to tell you. You're on your own for the next 3 days. We'll be back Monday, and Michael Knowles will be here.
I want that son of a dead. I want him dead. I want him dead. I don't care. What, am I alone in this world? Did I ask you what you're trying to do? Did I ask you what you're trying to do? Please. I want you to get this where he breathes. I want you to find this Nancy boy. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground. I want to go to the middle of the night. I want to cut his ass.
Just a little, behind the scenes of what happened last time Knowles was here, and he made a little mistake. I guess I probably shouldn't have lost my temper like that, but there it was. All right, I'm Andrew Klavan. This is the Andrew Klavan Show. Survivors, gather here on Monday.
Down here on the ground, ain't no place for living. Down here on the ground, watching sparrows fly. And watch the birds as they make their way. They're flying kind of free. And I wish it were me. Down here on the ground, wanting something better. Down here on the ground, wanting something more.